Powered by Riverside.
Hey, welcome to BJB Banner Today. Tim Kruger along with Mike Rochon. How's it going, Mike?
Good morning.
We're not recording this on time because we just were in a 15-minute golf discussion on clubs and
Yep.
between the two of us, we pretty much got a new bag. So
Right. Yep.
shout out to Callaway.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. Hit that subscribe button and like button. It helps us out so much. Also, you hit that little red button in the lower right-hand corner that says subscribe. It has YouTube on it. Just hit that. Very easy while you're watching the video to subscribe if you have not subscribed already. So please do that. Today's our opponent preview. The DePaul Blue Demons, and our preview is sponsored by Infusion Brewing. Go to infusionbrewing.com. Check out everything they have to offer. Check out all the beers they have. Also, the times of their tasting room open, and then go over there. Get a flight of their new beers. Check it all out. I think you'd be glad you did. And like we said the other day, Thursday, I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, they got pizza over there. It's delicious, by the way. They make it. They got pizza. A guy comes in, makes it in the pizza oven. It's awesome. And they got delicious little snacks for you and a wonderful tasting room. All kinds of merch, too, from Infusion Brewing. It's just kind of cool, some kind of cool merch stuff. So check it all out and then buy a couple six-packs for the weekend. That's infusionbrewing.com. Yeah, so you were just informing me. I did not know this, so we're giving some information to everybody because I know it gets confusing to everyone. But there's a blue out tonight, which my first comment was it's ridiculous. Most people wear blue every game anyway. And the ones who aren't going to wear blue are going to be the scattered that you'd have on a normal game. So why even have a blue out? Number one. Number two, we got a discussion about uniforms. Like, oh, yeah, wouldn't it be funny if we wore the light blues tonight and just, screwed everybody up?
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to wear blues and maybe DePaul's going to bring their whites. That could possibly happen.
Yeah, it would make sense. Really
I don't know. No. Yeah, but let's not get carried away here. But then we got a discussion about the Grays, how, they wore that darker slate. It's infamous in Creighton history. They wore the darker slate against Baylor in the round of 32 game in the NCAAs, and obviously got beat by 30. And Max said, well, we're throwing those things away. And they never came back with the darker slate ever again.
Yeah.
We were discussing they really haven't worn the Grays much this year. Not that I can remember. Maybe we had them way back, or maybe we don't have gray. I don't know.
I want to say there was one non-conference game that they wore them.
Really?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe I'm bringing everything together from last year. Like, but yeah, like the opponent doesn't stick out or anything like that. So there's a good possibility that they didn't wear grays this
we
year.
haven't. I mean, you can normally go, every other year here for the past decade, you go, oh, we're in a grays tonight, whatever. Yep. Because as we said, the Blue Jay Banner t-shirts that we have, by the way, Blue Jay Banner t-shirts, from our sponsors, RTI Threads, right here. Mike and I both repping our RTI Thread quarter zips from RTI Threads. So you can go to RTI Threads and get fabulous merchandise just like this. If you want to request, if you want to go to them too, I should mention this, they'll be happy to. If you go to them and go online and goes, hey, or whatever, and say, hey, they have a deal on their website. You can type in stuff and ask a question. If you're going to say, hey, I'd like to get some Blue Jay Banner merchandise, they'll do it. They'll absolutely do it. If you want one of these things, they'll get for you at a great price. So check it all out. RTI Threads, rtithreads.com. And we will have a bunch of our t-shirts tonight at the post-game show tonight. We got a new shipment in. So, and awesome. Anyway, we were talking about those RTI t-shirts they've got for us, and they're on the gray with the Blue Jay Banner logo on it. They look fabulous.
Yeah.
And we're saying how the uniforms generally look good with our blue on the gray.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of
But
the grays.
whatever.
Yeah.
But again, we've discussed this ad nauseum. Like, they got to tell us what to wear. Like, what do we have another color for Saturday, or is that just gonna be yellow?
That's the whiteout game. Whiteout senior night's always the whiteout game. So Saturday's whiteout. So
Again, said this a million times. You want to do these different things, you gotta supply T-shirts.
So they will on Saturday for sure. They always have the whiteout T-shirts. That and the pink out are the ones, but they don't have as many for the whiteout as they do for the pink out.
Yeah.
So
Plus, they usually, like on the T-shirt things, they usually put them on the lower bowl, so on TV it looks good.
Yeah.
But on TV, it's you when you. I remember my wife watching one. She goes, or replays, and she goes, "Well, that doesn't look all that great because there's people that are." I go, I get it.
Yeah.
I got plenty of white stuff to wear, so that's cool. I'm good, but
especially when you do like the powder blue out, like they got to start giving T-shirts away, because there's not that many people that have powder blue stuff, and nobody's going to go buy like a $75 quarter zip for a powder blue out. So give some T-shirts away.
Thanks to my wonderful wife, I have tons of powder blue now,
right?
so I'm good. I'm good.
So I am too.
Plus, I've got the old Billy Blue Jay logo, which is awesome.
That's the best one. That is. Yeah.
So, and I'm sure now, we're seeing it. Like, Mac is always wearing it, not always, but a lot of times wearing it at practice. They've got the coaches all have the long white sleeve with the old logo on it, with the big basketball and stuff. It looks kind of cool. All right. On to DePaul. I got this huge, thick. The job Rob does for pregame stuff is amazing. He's got so many stats on here. It'd take you a couple days to read through all this. He's got bouncing back and you name it. He's got career stats per player versus DePaul.
Wow.
It's crazy. Like, most of these guys have only played one game, obviously. Trout's played the most. Trout and Green, they both played 6 games. Jason Green has shot 56% against DePaul. Isaac Trout actually shot 47%. 50% from 3.
Wow.
There we go. I don't know if that says something good or bad about him. Hudson Greer in his short term against DePaul is shooting 75% from 3.
Love it. Love it.
Anyway, I've said this all year, right? About DePaul. I've said they're going to be maybe at the top of that lower tier of teams. And there they are.
Yeah.
Now before we get into this, let's describe what this all means and why this is such a huge game.
Yeah.
Paul currently is a game and a half behind us.
Yeah.
If we win tonight, I think we clinch. Especially with Georgetown losing last time. I think we clinch 5th place. The only caveat there is there's a couple teams that I think still have St. John's on the schedule. And if they were to beat them, then they would trump our tiebreaker.
Gotcha.
But if that doesn't happen, if St. John's just beats these lower tier teams, we're in. No matter what we do, what anybody else does.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it yesterday. We went over it yesterday in the show. So if you want to go back to yesterday's show and listen to it, if we go 2-1, it's nearly impossible for anyone to catch us unless they beat St. John's.
Right.
And trump our tiebreaker.
Yep.
Because most teams do not have an opportunity to beat both UConn and Villanova. They've already done. And we're the only team other than St. John's that has split with those teams.
Right.
With Villanova and UConn. Both of them. But frankly, and as bad as everybody thinks we've done, There's only one team that swept us this year, and that's St. John's. These next 2 games,
Right.
that could happen. So that's why they're so important. And secondly, Providence is like 2 spots or 3 spots ahead of us in the net, and Butler's like 1 spot ahead of us. We have to jump those to get into the crown. And again, information is so scattered on this, but I think we are obligated to go to it because the Big East signed a contract and said, we will give you 2 teams.
Yeah.
And the other thing I don't know is I'm not sure Providence can get into that with a losing record. I don't know. Maybe somebody last year had a losing record and it didn't matter.
Yeah, the only thing, and so actually, so I watched the podcast yesterday, and I was intrigued by all of it. So I went and was searching all the Crown stuff because I didn't. So last year they had 16 teams in the Crown. This year they only have
only 8.
Yeah, so there were losing teams in the Crown last year because DePaul was in it last year.
Okay, that's right. That's right. I forgot DePaul was in it. Wow.
Yeah, so there were teams with losing records. Now, I could not find anything that said, now that it dropped to 8, I would be shocked if you dropped to 8 teams, you're going to have a team with a losing record in there.
Especially if DePaul Providence goes like, let's say they win 2, lose 2, they'd be 13 and 17. You're going to have that team in over a team who they just edged out maybe by the net, who's over 500 like Butler or Creighton. I can't.
I would be shocked. And, so their big thing is looking at like their ads and all that stuff is just like, we want to have high quality basketball. And I'm not saying like Providence is not high quality because I think
they're more high quality than Creighton. Let's be fair.
And I think you watch Providence, and you're like, why aren't they better? But it'd be tough to say we want high quality basketball and then we're throwing in a team with a losing record. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense.
Plus, they could be dead man walking there because Providence isn't going to want to wait a month to fire Cam English. So
you
what are they going to do with it? So I know the NIT you have to be 500. I know that.
Right.
All right. So anyway, that's why it's all so very, 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 very important. And I think a win over DePaul, and it depends on Providence and Xavier playing because they got canceled last night. They're playing tonight.
I think it actually got moved to Wednesday night now.
Tonight is Wednesday night.
Oh my gosh, it is. Sorry.
What are you, retired?
Yeah. Right.
That's my job to not know the day.
Sorry. So
it'd be better if Xavier would win that then we're for sure probably gonna jump. And I think Butler's got a decent game tonight too, don't they? Well, they'd have to. I mean, that's the cool thing in the Big East tonight. If you're playing a game you could lose.
Right.
It's just how it is.
Yep.
We saw that last night. Marquette goes into Georgetown and just stomps them.
Destroys them.
Yeah. Just
76,
makes no
60.
sense. God, the more I watch Georgetown, though, God dang, I can't believe Ed is happy with just the one-on-one play every time down. He was a master of the flex offense which was screening and passing, and these guys just go down and just jack up shots, just dribble around and then just jack something up. I just can't believe he can.
Yeah. So it's St. John's at UConn tonight. Butler at Villanova.
A game I totally forgot about, frankly. I was like, I thought they played next week.
No.
It seems an oddity in the schedule that they would have them not be that final week. You knew those 2 teams were going to be right at the top.
Yep. So so that's at 6 tonight is the St. John's at UConn. Then Butler, Villanova at 6, and then Xavier Providence 6:30. So
Butler, Villanova. Oh, well, there you go. So
Butler
we win tonight. We win tonight. We're ahead of those teams. I'm just telling you.
Yep.
I know the way the net works. We're going to be ahead of them. All right. Now, on to DePaul.
Yeah.
So, I think if you think back to the last game, it wasn't that long ago. We probably gave up. I mean, a lot of them were long rebounds, but we probably gave up too many offensive rebounds.
Yeah. So, looking at the stats from the last game, Jays were out rebounded 30-22, and 10 of those were, and DePaul had 10 offensive rebounds. But I mean, the two big stats that stick out from the last game: 20-9 in second chance points. So DePaul outscored us 20-9, and then points in the paint 46-12. In favor of DePaul. So those are the two ones. And I understand Creighton shot extremely well from 3-point range, especially in the first half where they shot 62% and finished let me see, finished 52% from 3-point range. They didn't shoot as well in the second half. They were 10 of 16 in the first half from three, but 4 of 11 in the second half from three. But I mean, that's the 46-12 is, I mean, that cannot happen again. DePaul struggles shooting the basketball, especially from 3-point range. They're bottom half in the Big East at 32% from 3-point range. But, if you can't keep them off the glass and they're getting in the lane, it's going to be a tough game, just like it was on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, as you've seen, they love the lob.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Now, we did a pretty good job against Gunn. We've got probably the best defensive guard in the league in Josh Dix. And game after game after game, he shuts people down.
He only had 9, but he hit.
Well, we'll live with that.
He hit 2 massive threes. If you remember the one right at the end of the half, where Jay should have went into the locker room up 5, they went up 2, and then DePaul came right out in the second half and scored to tie it up, and there goes your momentum, because the Jays had momentum going into the locker room, and you could just tell, you just knew it was going to kill them. And then late in the second half, the Jays were up 65-59 with just under 5 minutes left, and Gunn hit a massive 3 to cut that lead to 2 again. So it was a defensive breakdown by the Jays where they ran 2 guys at, I think it was Macklin, who you can let shoot. That's not what he wants to do. And he kicked it to Gunn for a wide open 3. Just two critical threes that Gunn hit. And, other than that, the Jays did, and Josh Dix did an amazing job on him.
Yeah. Benson inside's kind of a load, especially when we're a little bit undersized.
Yeah. So in that first game, he had 23 and 10, and he was 10 of 11 from the field. So, and I think he probably had 4 or 5 lob dunks. The one thing was he was 3 of 5 from the free throw line too, and he's like a 40% free throw shooter. So
there you
go. Right. So he was a load inside. Macklin did a really good. Brandon Macklin did an amazing job too. He had 17 and then 5 assists. He was the one that somehow wiggled his way through and had the game-winning layup against the Jays that first time around. And then the Jays also did a pretty good job on Layden Blocker. He had 11, but he also hit a critical 3 late in that second half where the Jays had another defensive breakdown. Actually, I think it was an offensive rebound that they kicked out, which is, everybody always says the best time for an open 3-point look is on an offensive rebound.
Yeah.
So, I think if I remember right, that was the 3 that he hit. Other than that, they did a really good job on him. But like we talked about, the Jays are going to have their hands full with NJ Benson. He is a load inside. So it's going to be Green and Freeman. I don't know about Karam. I would like to see him get in there and play and see what happens, but we'll see.
I think he might. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's best.
I know.
If Owen would show his verticality, which he doesn't practice. I was at practice the other day. He could be a guy that could defend that lob a little bit, but by the way, I want to throw this out at you just as I'm looking through Rob's 5 million stats in here. Career double games. Okay. Who do you think leads the team in all-time career double games? This team right now. For Creighton? Who do you think leads it?
Blake Harper.
Blake Harper's a good guess. He's second.
Okay.
Just because at Howard last year. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just literally the only reason why.
There's one other guy, and everybody else just has one. Amazingly, to me. Well, maybe not amazingly.
Oh man. I mean, I would guess. Actually, I don't. Is it Owen Freeman?
It's Owen Freeman. He has 8.
Yeah.
8 doubles. 8.
Yeah.
People, 8.
Right.
8. I say it again, 8.
Oh.
We have 6 guys who have career doubles, and which is I swear to God, Jason Green has not had a double. I swear to God,
mean,
maybe I guess not. I wouldn't doubt Rob, but just seems like he had, because he's had 17 double-figure scoring nights. But he's not. Until this year, he's probably not rebounding more than 5 or 6 a game because he didn't have to.
Right.
4 or 5 a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Liam McChesney had a double at Illinois State.
All right. I would have never guessed that. So
that would be a hard one to guess. Jackson actually has one. Nick Graves has one. Jackson off the boot on Monday, by the way.
Yeah, he at the last couple of games he's been he hasn't had a boot on. So which is great to see. That's all.
So let's
really
just
good to see.
5 seconds left in the game. It's a tie game. We have the ball. Put him in. Stick him in the corner. Probably his best shot from the corner.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to move. Just stand there and just put one up.
Right.
I wonder how that works with like eligibility. Like, because I'm so confused on this. Like they said at one time they were going to vote with no more medical red shirts. You got 4 to play 5. Or you got 5 to play 4. I'm sorry.
Right.
And then someone told me, I think it was Louis, that no, they didn't pass that. They didn't shove that through yet.
Yes, that is not passed.
So, see, if I'm being silly here, but I mean, if he did something like that, even if he went over, let's be honest, he's probably only going to play 2 more anyway, right?
Right.
Like, what's the difference? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe no. All right. So I think we got to rebound. We got to make sure we just keep those offensive rebounds to a minimum. We got to defend that lob. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised that come with some doubles tonight.
Oh yeah. Again, I think you have to make DePaul show that they can consistently jump up and make shots. And you just haven't. They're not a good shooting team. They're not a good offensive team. They're bottom half of the Big East in the majority of offensive stats. So and
we made them look like freaking Golden State Warriors in their heyday.
Right.
Yeah. But am I correct? Didn't we come with a few doubles in that last game? I think we did.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it worked, but then we gave up a couple open threes.
Yeah, it was one of those where the doubles came and the 3 other defenders were just kind of flat-footed. And that's kind of what we've talked about when Creighton tries to do like a hard hedge up top where you get the 3 guys below. They just have to be more on their toes. They're just a lot more reactionary. They're not they just have to, you know, just have to be better on, when, they're scrambling and things like that. So, and make it more challenging. So, um, I expect the Jays to come with some doubles, especially if Benson catches it anywhere around the block or the lane, like you have to fly at him and make him give up the ball. The Jays between Freeman and Green, they're not going to be able to handle Benson inside. He's just a load when he gets in his spot. So, if he gets a little pushed out a little bit further, you may not want to come with the double team, but knowing the Jays and the scouting report, if they plan on double teaming, they're going to double team all the time. So,
I hate to just jump topics here, but I want to go back to that double thing. I didn't see at the bottom. Rob has included the ones from this year. So Josh Dix did have one. I thought he did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Against Seton Hall, 12 and 10. And then Blake Harper had one against North Dakota, 19 and 12. So he actually has 6 now all time. All right. Jays, I think are 5.5. Is that right?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even look at that.
Come on, Mike.
Sorry. Hey, speaking of doubles, Baylor Shireman got another one last night for the Celtics. So, I think he's got 2 or 3 on the year. And I know if you bet him getting a double, you have a chance to win a lot of money. So
no, I don't watch the NBA. So are they playing bad teams? Or is he getting that much into the rotation?
He's starting right now.
Oh my God. Really? Why, is there somebody injured?
No, it's just they made a switch to bring Peyton Pritchard off the bench. He was starting, and so now they're bringing Pritchard off the bench, and Shireman starts. So it was really cool. So I'm a huge Celtics fan, as you can see in the.
So how long has this been going on?
Probably the last 3 weeks, I want to say. 3.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and so it was really cool. So they have they now have NBA on NBC. So they do, for football, they do the player introductions and they say where they're from. So with Shireman,
oh nice, do they really? Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Baylor Shireman,
that's very cool.
Creighton University. So it's awesome.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he was against the Lakers on Sunday night. He was picking up Luka Doncic full court and guarding him. So
I did see a clip of that.
Yeah.
And they said, look, Baylor won't let Luka get to the hole.
Yeah.
And they should have won play.
No,
so.
he did it. He did it the entire game when he was in there. He picked him up full court. It was awesome.
Okay, well that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Villanova's a 9.5 point favorite at home over Butler tonight. The big game of the night, UConn is 5.5 at home. Total 147.5. Gosh, I would probably think that's under, because I would think that's going to be a possession by possession game.
Oh.
By the way, if you like to stay up late, huge game in the Mountain West tonight. Utah State at San Diego State. Oof, it's a big game. Providence is 6.5 over Xavier. Again, it's a coin flip, but that seems high to me.
Yeah.
Xavier seems to play really well on the road for some reason. Creighton is only 4.5 now. I thought earlier I saw 5. It's 4.5. Total's 142.5. Seems awfully low for a Creighton game. Just saying.
72-71 was the score of the last game.
Well, that would be 143.
Yeah. Right.
I had some interesting. I had a conversation with Ras the other day. He was telling me we were talking bracketology, and he was saying that back in the day when he was committee chair, they were looking. They went under him. They changed the current format of the quad system and everything else. So they were They were going every angle, how can we get better? So they actually went to Vegas and talked to the heads guys who set the lines and all this. So he was talking about how Vegas doesn't just go by the score, they go by what they call game management, so you're ahead 3 with a minute to go, and the game ends up 10, well, you
Right.
just shot free throw, so they don't count that, you know?
Gotcha.
So it's kinda interesting to hear that, kinda stuff.
Yeah.
Um, also gave me a very nice compliment in front of about 6 people, which was very cool
There
on
you
their
go.
bracketology, so
There
that
you
was
go.
cool. Yeah, so it's an 8:00 tip. It's on Peacock, so you can watch St. John's if you're not going to the game, which you have to. We need people.
Yes.
I know it's been a disappointing year, but as Max said on Monday, goes, and I've been saying this too. He goes, we haven't had many years like this, and
Right.
he goes, it's a down year, but we have a chance to still be 4th place, which is pretty
Right.
darn good for the season we've had and the struggles and all the things that have happened to us.
Everything. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, and I get 4th, 5th, doesn't matter. You're just wearing a different jersey in New York. I get that. But I still think it's pretty cool. And number 2, we need to really be loud. It's a midweek game at 8:00.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not gonna
Right.
be one of the biggest crowds of the year. We're playing DePaul. We need to really support this team these last 2. This is it, 2 home games. It just
Yeah.
seems this season like ended fast. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like all of
Yeah.
a sudden you're like, holy crap, we only have 3 games left.
Yeah.
Because we usually have we usually have
Right.
4 games left at this point.
Yep.
Um, so we need everybody to be loud tonight. We
Yeah.
need to make this a home court tonight and
Yep.
Saturday. Both
Yep.
games.
Yep.
Saturday I'm not worried about. Today I'm worried about.
Right.
We get by this game, then I'm gonna feel a lot better about where we're at.
Yep.
But anyway. Anything else?
No, I am. I'm confident tonight. I'm confident in the Jays. That the UConn game kind of gave everybody a lot more confidence, and I hope people didn't lose confidence. I get the St. John's that it was you got their butts kicked, and it's just man, you just look up and down. St. John's is just a terrible, terrible matchup for Creighton, and
It
it's
is.
just it just really is, and the Jays did some things, and like you wouldn't think that they did some things in that game, the way it ended or the final score and all that stuff. But like, they did a few things. Yeah, after the UConn game, it just kind of gave me a lot more confidence kind of towards the end of the year, especially, with DePaul, Providence, Butler. Like those are 3 games you should win. And you play like you did against UConn, you are going to win those games. And, I have a lot of confidence tonight coming home. And I'm ready for tonight. I'm excited.
I think it would be to the Jays' advantage if St. John's wins the conference and is the
Yeah.
number 1 seed. Because we ain't beating UConn the next time we play them.
No.
I'm just telling you. They're going to come loaded for us.
Yep.
And I think I've said that. Have I said this before? Like my theory on this? Okay, so let's say everything holds true. So it's St. John's, UConn, Villanova, Creighton going into the semifinals. St. John's has whomped us twice, right? Those guys are going to sit around Thursday night into Friday and go,
Yep.
man,
Right.
can't wait for that rematch with UConn tomorrow.
Yep.
It's all they're going to be thinking about.
Oh, for sure.
I don't know.
It's
Just my theory.
Yeah, and I get it when we just said it. It's a bad matchup. It is hard to beat a team 3 times. It really is. Like you look at Creighton in the past. When they've swept a team and then played them in the Big East tournament. They've struggled against them that 3rd time. It's just you're so familiar with everybody. It's just
Yeah,
it's
it's a
hard.
familiarity thing. I
Yeah,
think is what it is.
yeah.
On the other hand, I heard somebody once say, if you're better than that other team, it's not that hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you can say that. I just, you've just seen it a lot in the past
Yeah.
in all tournaments, like not just the Big East and all these other tournaments. Like teams have 10, 15, 20-point wins, and then they get in a tournament situation and it's just a lot tighter. It's shot in basket seems smaller. Shots aren't going in. There's just a nervous energy. So
all right. I got one more thing to say. Vino Moss. Go to Vino Moss, VinoMoss.com. 2 great locations, Legacy and in Eagle Run. Join their wine club. You get wines from all over around the world every month. You can opt to get the third. Usually it's 2 bottles. You can opt to get the third bottle, which is really cool. And they have different events going on, live music a couple times a week. So check it out. It's Vino Moss. All right. Yeah, let's get out of here. We've rambled on long enough on this game. Now let's play it. All right. Let's get this game over with. Let's get a win.
Exactly.
Excited for tonight.
Yep.
All right. See you guys. See you guys at the game.
Go Jays.